Hi friends, welcome to Learner Ansari Java tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about what is a method and use of a method and why we need a method in Java. Let us understand what is a method first. We can say simply a method is a collection of statements that are grouped together to perform an operation. So let us understand the method with a situation. For example, we have written 1,000 lines of Java code to perform an operation. In future, we have a project and to perform the same operation. Then what we do if we don't have a method in Java, usually we will copy the 1,000 lines and we will repeat it again. For example, we need the same code again and again in different places. Then we have to do the same. We have to copy the code and we have to paste it again and again. But here, when we write a method, we don't need to copy paste it to reuse it to perform the same operation. We can simply call the method. We can invoke the method by mentioning only the method name. So we can write a lines of code to perform an operation inside a method so that we can call the method wherever we need whenever it is required. I hope you understand what is a method theoretically, and let us understand the method practically by performing a calculation operation. So here let me create a class sample calculator. Okay. Okay. So in calculator, the syntax for creating a method is first we have to mention the return type, then name of the method, and parameter, then open curly braces and close curly braces. So if your method will not return any value, then we have to mention it as void. Void means this method will not return value. So then the method name can be anything. So this is how a method looks like. So the void is a return type. We are telling that when you call this method will not return any value. If you want to return any value from this method, you can mention what type of data should be returned when you call this method. You can mention either a primitive data type or a object type. So there are 8 primitive data types are available. We can use any one: int, double, float, char, then object type, string, and okay. So here we can create. Let me create another integer subtraction. So now I have mentioned the subtraction will return a integer value. So here I am getting a compilation error because this method must return a result of type integer. So we must return a integer value to avoid the compilation error. So for the sake, I'm just returning a integer number. We can return any one of the integer number. As of now, I'm just giving a number 1. So this is a method with void as a return type. Void means when you call this method will not be returning any value. When you call this method will return 1. So let us understand how to call the method first. So here let me write simply system.out.println, and here method is invoked. Invoking is making is calling. Okay. So let us create the object. Already I have introduced what is an object before. So here these are all the properties, instance methods. So we have to create the object so that we can call it inside the static method. So let us create the object for calculator class. Then we are able to call addition and the same time subtraction. So So when I call this method, this addition, so it is equal to the block of code here. So the subtraction, it is equal to same block of code. So the object is wrapped with two methods. Addition and subtraction is inside the object C. Now I'm calling it addition and subtraction. So first addition will be executed followed by the subtraction. Let me execute this program. So method is invoked because in addition only we have a print statement. So this print statement prints method is invoked. In subtraction, there is no print statement, only the value is written. Actually, where it is, the value is written to the place where we have called. So the value is here only. If you want to print it, you can, for example, you can receive it somewhere in result. So what happens? This subtraction returns a value that is 1. So that 1 will be stored in result. If you want to print it, you can print it like result. So now you will get the output 1. So method is invoked, the output is 1. So this is how we can receive the value returned by the method, and you can use this result for some other process. Then if you want to print it, you can print it using a system.out.println. So another way of printing a value which is written by the method, just simply calling the method inside system.out.println. So here let me call the method c.subtraction. So what happens? The uh, println statement is used to print the value. So here we are printing a integer value. So but I am calling a method inside the println. What happens is the control transfers to the subtraction method and it return to the same place where it is called. So it written with a value. So the one is written. So instead of the c dot subtraction, the one is replaced. So one will be printed. So same output will- you will get. So method is invoked the one. But we will not be able to do the same for addition. We will get the compilation error when we do this. In addition, we are not able to put it inside the println statement because c dot addition, it doesn't return any value. So if it is void, the control will be written to the same place with no value. So the method will not return any value. So only we can put a method inside println which returns the value. We can put a method which returns a value. Hope you understand. The return type can be anything, either a primitive data type or a object type. Then otherwise we have to mention it as void. The return type is must. This is a method name. We can give whatever we want. Okay. So hope you understand. Let me give you, make it perfect, some parameter method. For example, integer. Let me delete these lines. Integer a x comma integer y. So we can mention some parameter here also. Anything integer a comma b are same integer into y. So this x and y is different. This x and y is different. We have created x and y only for this addition method, and this x and y for subtraction method. Both are different x and y. So when we call the method c dot addition, we have to pass the value for x and y. So we can get it from the user and we can pass it. Otherwise, we can directly mentioning the value 10, 20. So what will happen? The addition method will be invoked. It will check which method name is addition with two integer value. So it will check, is this, no, this is, yeah, this is the one, addition with two integer value. So this 10 will be stored in x and this 20 will be stored in y. What we can do is we can change the output addition equal to a plus b, sorry, x plus y, x plus y. Now we will get the output for only for addition because we have called only addition. So addition is equal to 30. So what happened is the 10 is passed to x and 20 is passed to y, and we have added both x and y. So we have got the output. So here we are returning the value. What we can do is we can subtract the value and we can return it, but at the end only the integer value should be returned. So x minus y, x is also an integer, y is also an integer. So we are subtracting x from y. So x minus y, integer subtracted by integer, is also an integer. So the result will be returned to the place where it is called. For example, let me call it here c dot subtraction x comma y. So let me give some 20 and 5. So answer should be 15. But we will not get any output when we do this because We have just called the method, but we have not printed it. So the control returns to the place where the method is called with a value, but we are not printing it. If you want to print it, in the previous example, as we had seen, we have to store the result, or else we have to print it. So print it directly, result, and this way we can do it. See, 15 is printed. So if you want to mention it, you can mention like subtraction equal to, yeah, subtraction equal to 15. So otherwise, the other way of doing it, you can directly call the method inside the system.out.println, that is subtraction equal to plus, here c dot subtraction, passing some value, any value we can pass it. So now the same output we will get. If you want, you can receive the value returned by the method in another variable and you can print it. Otherwise, you can directly print. When the value is returned, it will be printed. So let me execute. Okay. So I hope you understand how to call a no parameter method and parameter method. In the previous example, we had seen the addition and subtraction with no parameter. Now we had seen with a parameter method. Now whenever we want to perform the addition and subtraction method, we can simply create a object for calculator in other programs, and we can call the addition and subtraction method by passing two value. So we can also make this as void. When we make this one as void, then it will not return any value. We have to perform the operation and we have to print it here itself. So if you want to return the value, you can mention the return type, what has to be returned. So I hope you understand. In the next tutorial, we are gonna talk about method overloading. Thank you for watching.